Winning Album of the Year at the Grammys is the ultimate recognition of musical greatness, at least in theory. While the Academy doesn't always get it right, there are times when they nail it. Today, we're talking about the best Album of the Year wins in Grammy history. Albums that defined generations, pushed boundaries, and stood the test of time. Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder's 18th studio album, released on the 28th of September. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart, becoming only the third album to achieve that feat and the first by an American artist.
That I'll be loving you always. 'Cause now I can't reveal the mystery of tomorrow.
Some albums are just great, but this one is legendary. It is an ambitious double album that covers everything from love to social justice, fatherhood to spirituality, all wrapped in funk, soul, jazz, and R&B. It's a musical encyclopedia of human experience. The album won Album of the Year at the 19th Grammy Awards in 1977.
I know you're all waiting to hear who the winner is. The winner is Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder produced.
And is the best-selling and most critically acclaimed album of Wonder's career. It is regarded as one of the greatest albums in history, and many musicians have remarked on its influence on their work.
'Cause I'll be loving you always. Until the day is night and night becomes our day. Always. Isn't she lovely? Life in love are the same.
Adele, 21. 21 is Adele's second studio album, released on the 24th of January 2011. It is named after the age Adele was during its production. Upon its release, it was met with universal acclaim, and it is the album that catapulted Adele into global superstardom. It topped album charts in more than 30 countries, becoming the best-selling album in the world in 2011 and 2012. It redefined modern pop and cemented Adele as one of the greatest vocalists of her generation. 21 was also a commercial juggernaut, selling over 30 million copies worldwide. At the 54th Annual Grammy Awards in 2012, 21 received record-tying 6 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year. Adele's 21 took raw, soul-bearing emotions and turned them into powerful anthems, with unbelievable vocals, gut-wrenching lyrics, and impeccable production.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing. I'll set fire to the rain. Watch it pour as I touch your face.
Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. Rumors is the 11th studio album by Fleetwood Mac, released on the 4th of February. The album's recording sessions took place as the band members dealt with breakups and struggled with heavy drug use, both of which shaped the album's direction and lyrics. Rumors became the band's first #1 album on the UK Albums Chart, and also topped the US Billboard 200. As of February 2023, Rumors had sold over 40 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums of all time.
And the album of the year is Crosby, Stills and Nash. No, please. Fleetwood Mac.
Rumors isn't just an album, it's a soap opera set to music. Written during the band's actual real-life romantic turmoil, this record is filled with raw emotion, heartache, and some of the greatest rock melodies ever crafted. The songwriting is timeless, and the production feels as clean today as it did in the 70s. There's a reason why Rumors is still considered one of the best breakup albums ever made. The album even garnered widespread acclaim from critics, who praised its production quality and the vocal harmonies of the band's 3 singers.
Loneliness, a heartbeat drives you mad. In the stillness of a memory, what you
Often considered Fleetwood Mac's magnum opus and one of the greatest albums of all time, Rumors was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2003.
You can go your own way. Go your own way. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be.
Lauryn Hill. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is Lauryn Hill's debut and only solo studio album. It was released on the 19th of August in 1998. It is a concept album about educating oneself on love, with lyrical themes encompassing relationship complexities, interpersonal conflicts, motherhood, and faith. This album seamlessly blends hip-hop, soul, R&B, and reggae, all while telling deeply personal stories about love, heartbreak, and self-discovery. It's a masterpiece that resonated across cultures and genres. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was met with universal critical acclaim, with most praise directed towards Hill's presentation of a woman's view on life and love and her artistic range. A substantial commercial success, the album debuted atop the US Billboard 200, with first week sales of 422,000 copies, the largest for a female artist at the time. At the 41st Annual Grammy Awards in 1999, it won Album of the Year, making Miss Lauryn Hill only the third black woman to win this award.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill.
Though she stepped away from the industry, this album's impact never faded. Artists like Beyonce, Drake, and J. Cole have all cited it as a major influence. Taylor Swift, Folklore. Folklore is Taylor's 8th studio album, and it was surprise released on the 24th of July in 2020. During a global pandemic, Taylor Swift surprised the world with an album that completely reinvented her sound. Gone were the pop anthems. Folklore was a soft, introspective indie folk masterpiece that showcased her best songwriting yet. Folklore explores themes of escapism, nostalgia, and romanticism. Using a set of characters and story arcs to depict fictional narratives, it departs from the autobiographical songwriting that had characterized Taylor's past albums. Folklore spent 8 weeks atop the Billboard 200 and was the best-selling album of 2020. It received widespread critical acclaim for its emotional weight and intricate lyricism, proving that Swift could thrive in any genre. It marked a turning point in how mainstream artists approached music during lockdown. Folklore showed the power of storytelling, cementing Taylor's status as one of the best songwriters of our time. Folklore won Album of the Year at the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards in 2021, making Taylor the first woman to win the award 3 times.
But I knew you, playing hide and seek and giving me a weekend's eye. But we were something, don't you think so? Roaring 20s, tossing pennies in the pool. And if my wish, I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. You're my
Michael Jackson, Thriller. Thriller is Michael Jackson's 6th album, released on the 29th of November. Upon its release, Thriller was lauded by critics, and it became Michael Jackson's first album to reach #1 on the Billboard 200 chart, which was called Billboard Top LPs and Tapes chart back then, where it spent 37 non-consecutive weeks at #1. By 1984, Thriller had sold 32 million copies worldwide, making it the best-selling album of all time.
People always told me, be careful what you do.
It's the biggest-selling album of all time, the blueprint for pop stardom. Thriller is a cultural phenomenon. Michael Jackson mixed pop, rock, R&B, and funk to create a flawless track list that reshaped the music industry forever.
The winner is Michael Jackson.
Thriller won a record-breaking 8 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year at the 26 Grammy Awards in 1984. This record broke every record imaginable. It turned music videos into an art form. It made Michael Jackson the biggest pop star on the planet, and its influence on pop music is unmatched. Beyonce, Cowboy Carter. This is easily the most controversial win on this list, but it's also one of the most important. The Grammys have a long history of shutting black women out of Album of the Year. But in 2025, Beyonce finally broke the curse with Cowboy Carter, a monumental win that wasn't just about her, but about rewriting history itself. Beyonce released her 8th album and the 2nd installment of her trilogy, Act 2, Cowboy Carter, on the 29th of March in 2024. Cowboy Carter was conceived as a journey through a reinvention of Americana, spotlighting the overlooked contributions of black pioneers to American musical and cultural history. From the moment it dropped, Cowboy Carter was a game changer. It was genre-defying, historically significant, and musically brilliant, a true album in every sense of the word. But what made it special was its mission. Beyonce didn't just make a country album. She reclaimed country music's black origins, blending it with rock, folk, opera, and blues to create something entirely her own. The album opens with American Requiem, a haunting, gospel-tinged critique of America's history with racism, and closes with Amen, a final word on reclaiming a space where black voices were once silenced. And every track in between, a masterclass in storytelling. Beyond its sound, Cowboy Carter was a cultural and historical moment. It was the first black woman-led album to top the Billboard Country Albums chart, and Beyonce became the first black woman to win Best Country Album at the Grammys. The album's lead single became the first country #1 hit by a black woman, proving that she wasn't invading country music, she was taking it back. And yet, despite its impact, the backlash was immediate. And while it's not necessarily Beyonce's best album or the most popular record on the nominations list, it didn't need to be because it excelled at what it was intended to do. This album ignited discussions on black musicians' place within country music, boosted the listenership of black country artists and country radio in general, and increased the popularity of Western wear and culture. At the 67th Annual Grammy Awards, the album received 3 awards, including Album of the Year, making Beyonce the 12th black artist to win this award, and the first black woman to win in the 21st century. She won because Cowboy Carter is a true album of the year, one that tells a story, makes a statement, and demands to be remembered. And decades from now, when people look back at the great Grammy-winning albums, Cowboy Carter will stand as a symbol of black resilience, country music's true history, and the power of a great album to change the conversation. These albums didn't just win Album of the Year, they deserved it. What do you think? Which Grammy-winning album is your favorite? Let me know in the comments.